Growth and development, the early events, including the early life events, including nutrition, play and powerful role in programming a person's development, metabolism, and health for the future. So it's very important. And it can also, obesity is a growing concern worldwide. For the first time in modern history, the current generation is expected to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents simply because of obesity and the associated increased risk of non-communicable diseases. So, if we do not have proper nutritious food, there's a possibility for us to be obese. And obese also shortens the life of a person. It shortens the life, and you don't like, life is already short, and we don't want to make it shorter. Allergies. It could also prevent, good nutrition can also prevent allergies. That is why, it can prevent malnutrition. Are we having a problem with the Wi-Fi? It's still showing or not showing? It's okay?
Yeah, but
Showing? And the advantages of nutrition. There are multiple benefits for good nutrition. Good nutrition is essential for the maintenance and health of you and your body. It is known that the good nutrition can provide mental health relief. It could provide mental health relief. It could promote sleep and increase energy as well. Are we okay, by the way? Increase energy. Good nutrition provides the body with nutrients it needs to fight off disease and germs. Good nutrition can also drive away diseases and germs. Other importance of good nutrition, your food choices each day affect your health. How you feel today, tomorrow, and how you feel in the future. So good nutrition is very important. And the impact of good nutrition for health is that unhealthy eating habits have contributed to the obesity epidemic in the United States. About 1/3 of U.S. adults are obese, and approximately 17% or 12.5 million of the children and adolescents ages 2 to 19 years are obese. This is a big problem. In America, where there's plenty of food. So, what are the things, the advantages that we get from having good nutrition? It gives us health. We have some visitors there in our guest house there, so if they make some noise or disturbance, we can leave them alone. Anyway, it gives us health, heart health. It's good for our heart. It also makes our bones and teeth healthy. Gives us strength in our bones and teeth. It gives us higher energy levels, and it gives us also brain health and weight control. So those are the things. But let us go to those different areas of parts of our bodies that are benefited by good nutrition. For example, the benefits of proper nutrition. One is that heart health. A diet low in fats, cholesterol, and sodium can lower your risk of problems with your heart. See? So good nutrition is very important to prevent problems in the heart. And secondly, bone and teeth strength. A diet rich in calcium keeps your bones and teeth strong. You know, we have to try to keep our teeth, especially the original teeth, because the more original teeth that you have, the stronger you will be. You gain strength with the teeth. Every time you lose a tooth, you weaken your body. And if you know, because you get weaker and weaker as you lose your tooth or teeth. And it also gives us higher energy levels. Increases energy levels are the immediate benefits of good nutrition, and also gives us brain health. There are supposed to be 5, and the 5th one is here, weight control. It is able to help us control our weight. And there are other benefits also for eating healthy. One is weight loss, reduce cancer risk. If you eat healthy, you reduce cancer risk, and you also prevent diabetes, type 1 and type 2 diabetes, and also prevent heart disease. So good nutrition is very important to prevent those sicknesses. Let's start with healthy heart. A diet that is low in fats, carbohydrates, sodium, are usually help to give people a healthy heart. And of course the bones of the teeth. Diet rich in calcium helps your bones and your teeth to become strong. And as I mentioned, if our bones and teeth are strong, it makes our bodies strong as well. And it gives us higher energy levels as well. And higher energy gives us many advantages. And I would like to enumerate some of the advantages that we get for having a good amount of energy. Some of the advantages. 1, a high energy people do live in the present. People with high energy take advantage of their present time or present conditions. They recognize that the only real time they have is now. If they have a goal or dreams, they know that they will be concerned about them, but they are more concerned about the things that they should be accomplishing right now. So that is the advantage of having a high energy level. And a high energy level, it says that we all have the same hours, but 24 hours in one day. That's where we are all equal. But what we accomplish during those 24 hours depends on the amount of energy that we have. The more energy you have, the more things you will be able to accomplish, the more things you can do. Like I couldn't believe that how long did it take us? This is quite a big deck. And if not for the rain and bad weather, we might have finished this within 1 week. But it took us about, I think, 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks at least. So, depends, because, not to brag, but I try to have good nutritious food. So it gave me a lot of energy. That's why my wife would say, you're already working about 9-10 hours in one day on that deck, and you're stopping. But it seemed like I was not getting tired. It was important. High energy level, high energy people do not let energy vampires suck the life out of them. They do not allow energy vampire to suck life out of them. Now, what are these energy vampire that is mentioned here? Energy vampire, let me just, I think it's better if I read it. The printings are small, that's why it's hard to read. But energy vampires are those people who drain you. It might be a body who insists in foisting his strong political opinions on you every time you get together. So, who are these vampires of energy? Somebody who could be talking to you about politics and trying to get you involved in some argument. It might be the co-worker who constantly whines about whatever is happening in the office. So somebody who might be complaining a lot to you. then he drains out your energy. He's called an energy vampire. It might be sister-in-law who constantly finds fault in you or whoever, or reporting to you something about other people's fault. It might be significant other who constantly demands your attention. Somebody who might be wanting to demand your attention all the time. And I find that out especially with young people. Like I had a guy who was working for me one time. I had him to do something, but he could not accomplish a lot because every now and then he's also looking at his iPhone, answering telephone, because his girlfriend keeps on calling him and bothering him, and I don't know, complaining or telling him she loves him or something. However, so I told her, you can control that. You can tell your girlfriend that you're working, and so she can just leave you alone and tell her, I'm going to call you and spend hours with you later on after I finish work. Let me just work now so I don't have to be bothered a lot. So something like that. And when you spend time with an energy vampire, you feel drained and exhausted. You have nothing left for anything or anyone else, including yourself. This is what happened. An energy vampire could drain you out of energy. So do not allow energy vampires to come to you or to drain you out of energy. And then high energy people set boundaries for themselves. What are these boundaries? These are boundaries of limitation. High energy people tend to surround themselves with positive, uplifting people. Instead of the vampires, you should surround yourself with uplifting people. They set limits on how much time they spend with energy vampires and set clear boundaries. We can get together, but I don't have the time right now to talk about it. I don't have time right now. You have to say no. And if you start the discussion, I'll need to leave. This hour is set aside for my for my meditation or to accomplish my work. If you need something from me, you will have to wait until I'm through with everything, with what I'm doing, and so on. So we have to set up energy boundaries, and so something like that. Setting out health boundaries. What are these things? 10 things that I would like my wife to please read this. I just forgot to turn off something inside the house. Could you please read this 10 healthy benefits?
Setting healthy boundaries. Number 1, clearly identify your boundary. Number 2, understand why you need the boundaries. Number 3, be straightforward. And number 4, don't apologize or give long explanation. And number 5, use a calm and polite tone. And number 6, start with tighter boundaries and then loosen up if appropriate. Number 7, address boundary violations early. And number 8, don't make it personal. And then number 9, use a support system. Number 10, trust your institution. And then, while waiting for Noel, you always have a choice. Number 1 is ignore it and move on. I'm here already in always have a choice.
What number are you?
That's the next page.
Next page, okay. So she enumerated to you the different hard to read this one, so we'll have to skip this. In other words, just to summarize this, he said, you have to be strong. You have to be frank and strong. For example, if an energy vampire is trying to drain you with energy, you have to learn how to say no. You have to learn how to say, I don't have the time now. You don't have to be so nice that eventually you regret what you're doing. Learn how to say no. Learn to be frank and straightforward, and so on, so that you don't have to waste time. I know that some people, they just keep on pretending that they agree with everything, but eventually they're wasting so much of their time and energy thinking about the kind of decision that they have made. Anyway, high energy people also learn how to deal with impaired boundaries. There are some impaired boundaries. These are people with emotional, with which energies have been impaired. These are people. There are some people whose energies have been impaired. How are they impaired? The origins of impaired boundaries. Many people in our society are brought up in an environment that encourages the development of impaired boundaries. If their parents or caregivers have impaired boundaries, that might develop also to the children as a model. We may also have our boundaries damaged if our parent or caregiver doesn't appropriately respond to our needs and honor the energetic and spoken boundaries we set. It depends on our experiences also. As a child, people who took care of us, they might have made us experience things that we're not supposed to experience. They might have been cruel to us, or they might have hurt us. That could impair your energy also. These are people who had bad experiences. For example, one of the ways that you can that a person could have an impaired energy is somebody who has experienced sexual assault. It's hard. Somebody experienced sexual assault. It's hard for them to get these things out of their mind. But if it happens, you cannot undo it anymore. We gotta learn how to overcome it. You gotta learn how to move on. Pray to God for help, because God will be able to help you. So these are things that could also damage a person. That's why we should try to avoid such kind of experiences in our lives. Some of these experiences could be controlled, could be avoided, but some of them, we find them because we look for them, or we give ourselves an opportunity to be impaired by someone who might be too nice to us at the start, but eventually do something to hurt us. Anyway, in general, our society does not do a good job of teaching healthy boundaries to young people. It says here, in general, the society does not really do a good job to develop healthy boundaries for our young people. We should all try, because our young people are the future, are the people who will take care of our future. And it's not good to have, because sometimes they become a problem in society if we give them bad experiences. High energy people do not waste energy in avoidance or procrastination. High energy people, they get things done. When they say, they do not spend time in procrastinating. You know, there's a saying that procrastination is a theft of time. Now, I know that sometimes, how could it happen? When I was in the dormitory in school before, I've experienced I have had this experience of procrastination. How? I in my in the dormitory room, which was double bed bunker. I had somebody. I was in the lower bed and somebody in the high bed, and both of us actually were procrastinators. We both see that dirt in one corner of the room, and just a piece of paper that is dirty. And me myself, I'm not talking about my experience. I see it and I say, oh, I'll just clean it up later. I'll pick it up later. But as long as I am not picking it up, it keeps on bothering me. The easiest thing would have been to just go and pick it up and throw it in the garbage, and it would have been done. But I was draining energy every time I see that dirt out there in the corner. So when something has to be done, get it done so that you get it over with. High energy people do take action. As I mentioned, they take action. Whenever they recognize that a small or large task needs to get done, they get it done. When they sense a nudge or something is not right, they pay attention to that nudge and fix whatever needs fixing, rather than squandering precious energy in the swamp of procrastination. They use that same energy to face the issue and take action. It takes as much or more energy to avoid clearing the rain gutters, writing the report, or calling that old friend as just getting those things done. See? When things are to be done and you postpone it, it drains more energy on you or from you. So the best thing is, when you think of something done, do it. That's why the best habit to do is just in the evening before going to sleep, write down the things that are supposed to be done for the following day. After writing all those things that are supposed to be done, prioritize them. So you do it according to the priority. And the following day, do it. And check it out in the evening what you have done, and prepare another list for the next day. And in doing so, you will be able to accomplish a lot of things in your life. See? Do it now, like this example here. Do things that are to be done. You be a man of action. And 4 ways on how to stop procrastinating and get your things done. 1. Set your wake-up time a half hour earlier tomorrow. Use the extra time to think. That's 1. Secondly, memorize and repeat the motto, action today, not tomorrow, and handle each thing that has to be acted on. Number 3, when people tell you their problems, give solution-oriented feedback to them. Instead of, sometimes people tell me, you should be sympathizing when somebody, of course, there are 2 ways. As I said, of course, we have to play it by ear, see what is the best thing to do. Because it is said that when someone cries, you should join them, cry with them also. But sometimes it's better not to cry with them. It's better to give them encouragement and give them hope and encouragement instead of crying with them. Because sometimes crying with them is more hurting for them, and sometimes it's hard for them to get over it. So it depends, but we should play it by ear and think of the best thing to do. Ask God for guidance. When finish what you start, concentrate all your energy and intensify them. High energy people do not live in the past or in the future. Okay? Now why? Because if you live in the past, it already happened. What can you do about it? Nothing. See? There are some people who live in the past. They keep on digging things that happened 20, 30, 50 years ago. That's why they become so problematic. Not only have problem for themselves, but they cause problem to many people. Complaining, whiner, complaining and complaining. And why not live also in the future? Because you think you spend so much time thinking about the future, you cannot do anything about it yet. Unless you make it your goal, you have to be concerned. But the future will take care of itself unless you are involved, unless you are a scientist developing something. For example, people who think about the future, you might be imagining things like this, that one day you'll be flying like that and working in space like that. It might never happen. And if it happens, you might not be around anymore. So you should concentrate to live in the present. Do the things that you have to do in the present time so that they accomplish things. And if you have goals that you would like to accomplish, you work part by part. The goal, you have to do it part by part so that whatever you can do today and try to achieve the goal, that's what you should concentrate on. Not the one that are still supposed to be that you cannot do yet until the future days. So they enjoy life, they accomplish the things that they would like to accomplish that day. High energy people spend their energy to worry, regret. High energy people do not spend their energy to worry, to regret, and indecisiveness. Instead, they spend their time trying to solve problems. You have to be a man of action, thinking about what you can accomplish for the present time. Because I mentioned today is already, remember this thing that the time right now is the most important time. Like today, for example, which is about quarter to 8 in the evening. You know, it goes dark here late. Sometimes till it's already 10 o'clock in the evening and till bright here in Toronto. The sun sets sometimes at about 10, 11 o'clock in the evening.
summer.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, it's that the time right now is the most important time in your life. For example, today, quarter to 8, May 16, 2020, is a very important time of your life. You know why? Because when the time passes, it will never come back. It will never come back. You will never be able to see this time anymore when you pass it. There will be another 8 o'clock, quarter to 8 time tomorrow evening, but it will no longer be May 16, 2020. It will be a different date already. That's why what you can accomplish at this moment, try to accomplish it, because this time will never come back to you anymore. And high energy people do not settle for life that has been handed to them. So we should be visionaries, you know, not because we were born like this. I was born here in the farm. Maybe I should just stay here. I will die here. Or I was this belief about God, about the Bible was given to me by my parents. I should just stay here. You should research, try to find out whether the information that you got are true or not. That's why God said, review your Bible, study. That's why study is important, because you learn from your mistakes. You cannot learn from your mistake if you don't study. And you always have to have that slogan of things are good, but I will try to make it better. If there's a way to make it better, things better, fine. Make things better instead of settling for what you have been handed by your predecessors, parents, or whoever. Goals provide the energy source that powers our lives. One of the best ways we can get the most from the energy we have is to focus it. That is what goals can do for us. Concentrate our energy on goals. Concentrate on goals. So goals provide the energy source that powers our lives. One of the best ways we can get the most from the energy we have is to focus it. That is what goals can do for us. Concentrate our energy. We have to set up goals. If you want to succeed in life, you have to have goals. We used to have a formula when I was in business. Formula: why plus how plus action. And when you go to action, get started. And when do you quit? Don't quit. Get started until you accomplish what you would like to accomplish. So why? You have to find out first why this. You have to make this as your goal. Why you want to accomplish this thing. And plus how. You have to know the know-how. Plus action. The same thing as if your goal is to have a healthy body, then why? Because healthy body can eliminate sickness. You can live healthy, you can be strong, you have an ultimate energy, and you can live long, so on. And how? You have to acquire education. And when you acquire education, you have to put those into action. Eliminate this kind of food, eliminate this, eliminate that. Concentrate on the good food that will give you good nutrition and action, and then continue doing it, and you will be able to maintain good health with that. Or if your goal is to go to heaven, same thing. Why? Because I would like to have eternal life. How? How is study the manual, study the book that God has gave us to God's roadmap to everlasting life. And an action, you have to act on it, accept the teachings, and stay with God. And then you will be able to make it because God promised it. So goal setting is very important. And we should avoid problems of malnutrition. These are the problems caused by malnutrition. Unintentional weight loss. Unintentional weight loss could be caused by malnutrition. Tiredness and fatigue, muscle weakness, depression, poor memory, weak immune system, anemia, stunted growth, skin infection, hair loss, prolonged diarrhea, renal failure. So it has so much damage to our body if we become malnourished, so on. That's why we should try to take good nutritious food in our bodies if we like to avoid these problems. And how to prevent malnutrition? There are some 8 foods that are recommended for us to eat in order for us to prevent being malnourished. One is carbohydrates. We should take enough amount of carbohydrates. 2, fruits and vegetables. We should eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. 3, we should have good amount of proteins in our body. 4, we should have fat, but not the fat that we take from processed food. The fat, like fat from fruits, from avocado, for example, give us good fat. And take vitamins and minerals. As we grow older, we need a little bit more supplement than what we have. And balanced diet, hydration, we have to drink a lot of water, and seafood, and small amount of meat. Nutrition and disease management, we can avoid diseases if we maintain a balanced diet taken from nutritious food. And here is a sample, here a picture of a good combination of food to eat. Vegetable, there's fruits, there is onions, garlic, broccoli, natural foods. And eat nutritious food and stay healthy. Eat nutritious food. If we eat nutritious food, we can stay healthy, and we can prevent a lot of problems, and we can have a lot of energy for our bodies, and we'll be able to accomplish a lot of things in our lifetime if we take care of our body by continuously eating nutritious food instead of eating junk foods. So this will be all for our lecture for today. I'm sorry if we had a little problem because it's a bit windy, a bit noisy here, but I hope, I wish that you have heard enough information that will make you be aware of the importance of maintaining good bodies, good healthy bodies, because of eating nutritious food. We would like to thank you again for following our program. We would like to thank you for liking our program. Give comments. As I mentioned, do not only give good comments, you can give criticisms. You can criticize me for what I've said, and if you think I've said something that is not right, that is wrong, correct me. I would like to be corrected. I'm not perfect, and I could make mistakes as well. And if you have some things to add to this information that I am able to share with you, you are free to add them. And if you would like to have to contact or get more information regarding the subject, send us email, mention it in your comments, and most of all, try to share it to as many people. Share it to your friends, so that many of your friends and acquaintances and associates will also be able to benefit from this information that we are able to share with you. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you again next Saturday for more of messages from our holy book, from God, and also more messages on how to keep our body healthy and strong. Thank you so much. I would like to invite you as we seek the Lord in prayer. So please bow our heads as we seek the Lord in prayer. Father God, thank you so much again for the time that we have spent together with our friends here in talking about the importance of good nutrition. You know, you have intended it for us to have good nutrition, because you have even said from the very start that if you follow this diet that I'm going to recommend to you, I will take sickness away from you. I will give you blessing of life, and I will give you long life to live on this earth. Dear Father, not only long life on this earth, we also, beside the nutritious food that we should be taking into our bodies, we also would like to be fed with the food from your holy book, so that not only are we able to obtain long life on this earth, but we can also have a life that will never expire, that everlasting life. We ask now, dear Father, that you will dismiss us with your blessings this evening. We ask all this favor in Jesus' holy name, I pray. Amen. Let me invite my wife to come and say goodbye to you as we before we be dismissed from each other. So say goodbye to our friends here.
Goodbye until we meet again. I'll see you again next Sabbath.
We'll see you again on Saturday. Please continue to support our program and inspire some of your friends to come and listen, because we will be trying to acquire more and more information that we believe will be beneficial to you, especially if you put all this information into practice. We have already shared with you a lot of information. If you go back to the last 3 months from our Facebook, you can go back to some of the lessons and topics and lectures that we have shared. Even when we were in Florida, we were doing this from our room. Go back and look at the titles, like who is God, who is Jesus, things like that. Where do dead people go after they're buried, things like that. You can study them, and you can also study about health. We also have shared a lot of health information. So thank you very much, and till we see you again next Saturday. Good night. Thank you, and may God bless all of you. We love all of you.
Bye.